Hey, good morning, everybody. Almost afternoon. Gary here with Crystal Vision Pools. Hashtag Cvpoolpros. What's happening? Another pool school video here, and I'm going to do this the best I can. It's difficult for Tammy and I to actually show you the blowing out of the lines on an in-ground because there's nobody to hold the camera, and we both have to be doing stuff. But I'm going to explain everything to you, how we close a pool, okay? Now, this is going to be an in-ground. Above ground is a lot easier. But we'll do a video on an above ground later when we're at an above ground to show you. This will be in ground. Okay. So I'm going to turn you around here a minute. Give me a second. Okay. So, all right. So this is one of our customers' pools. Now, this is a regular customer. You can see Tammy there brushing walls. The pool has been vacked. This is something that a lot of companies are not doing or they're charging you extra to do. We just got done vacuuming this pool. So if you look like there's something there, we'll pull that out, but that's on top. But if you look, there is nothing on the bottom of this pool. Now, this pool was pretty clean. This pool usually stays pretty clean, but we did vac up. There's no dirt. There's no nothing on the bottom of this pool. So we vac the pool. What vacuuming the pool does also is, if you notice, the water level's going down. And I will show you this in a second too. So for an in-ground pool, their cover's right there. Their cover, this is a mesh cover, which means water can go through it. This is a mesh safety cover, so it has the springs. Where the hell are they? Hold on. Here's the anchors right here. All right. That's one of the anchors right there. They're all the way around. All right. So this is a mesh safety cover. All right. Now this is rolled up, but here's the springs. Hold on, hon. Here's the springs. All right. That attach. See the end there? That attach to these, which are deck anchors. They screw up and screw back down. Okay. So, but we vac the pool. That's the first thing we do is we vac the pool. And then I will show you the system and what I'm doing back there. Back there, but we take, your levels for solid versus mesh covers. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a safety cover or not. Solid covers, you go just below the skimmer. Just below that skimmer. Basically where it is now, a little higher than where it is now, or right about where it is now, or just below your tile line. Now this is a vinyl liner pool. So this one's a little different. That's not actual tile, obviously. It's a liner that's in here. On a gunite, whether it's painted or plastered pool, you go below the tile line. It has nothing to do with the skimmer. It has to do with the tile line. Because if the water's up in the tile line at all, it will freeze and it'll pop tiles off. That's why you go below the tile line. But for a solid cover, the cover is supposed to lay on the water. That's how you install them. Okay? Really, you install them both that way. But for a solid cover, the solid cover lays on the water and that's what holds it up. So if you go too low with a solid cover, the solid cover is going to fall into the pool. And believe me, you don't want that. Okay? So a mesh cover, you go the industry standard is 18 inches below the bottom of this lip right here, which is called coping. Okay. Now coping on this is the coping on a vinyl pool is this little strip here. All right. The coping on most of the concrete pools is actually a piece of coping that sticks out, which we'll show you that sometime. But self-explanatory. When you get there, you'll understand. Explain something quick. Yeah, but hold on. So right below the bottom of that coping was 18 inches down for a mesh cover, any kind of mesh cover. Now, go ahead.
When he was explaining how um, we vacked it through the system through waste option until it started sucking air.
Because it got too low in the skimmer here.
So what we did is we now are having it going strictly pulling from the
Main drains, which are down here.
through to waste.
Now, you're not always going to have this option, but when you do, it works really well. There's your main drains. We have it set, and we'll go back there and show you here in a minute. We have it set on the main drain only. The skimmer's off. When you have the option, you can use that.
The other option that we do is we bring our external pump and we vac it to waste through our pump.
Right. All right, now let's go back and show you. Here's some of the chemicals that we don't have all the chemicals up here, but here's some of the chemicals that are going to be going in. We did fill. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you that because I'm not going to give you that secret. Nope, not going to do it. You can contact us for that one. All right. So back here is where some of the magic happens. This is your system. I have the tank draining right there. Okay. Compressors right there, all set up, ready to go, plugged in, aired up. Right now, the filter system is in waste. I already backwashed it. As soon as I got here, I backwashed it. There's the water going out. Okay. I already backwashed the system. It's a sand filter, so all you have to do is backwash and then rinse. Okay. If this is a DE or a cartridge filter, we would have taken, which this used to be a DE. You would take this off. You would take it apart. You would take the grids or the cartridge out, and we used to set them over here, and we used to clean them. Okay, but this is sand, so all you have to do is backwash. Now this is what I was talking about. This right here is main drain. This is skimmer. Where this is facing, this is a Jandy valve. Where this is facing, the off means that line is off. So right now we're only pulling from the main drain. All right. Now what's going to happen is when this is the levels down where it needs to be, I will then hook up this hose right here. Okay, this is not hooked up to the compressor yet. This is a swivel. This is what I use. Okay. I put this in here, suction side of the pump. That goes in there. This goes on that, and that sends air in. Now, I usually do it in either filter mode, right here, either filter, or I will do it in recirculate. If I've already cleaned the filter, a lot of times I will try to go through recirculate. On this one, I'm going to go through recirculate. Now, there's conditions that won't work, but that's something, if you have a problem with it, give us a call, and I can guide you through that, because there's a couple different options you can do. All right? But I also isolate each line. So when we go to blow this out, this main drain will get closed again. Actually, this whole thing will get closed. This will go to here to close off suction side, because we blow out pressure side first. We blow out return side first. Now, the return lines don't have a valve on them, so they all just blow out together. But on suction side, I always blow one line at a time, and we pop it 3 times. I'm going to go out there and show you here in a second. But, so in other words, this will get turned over to here. I always blow main drain last. Always blow main drain last. Okay? Hold on a minute. All right. So, you close off each line. You pop that line 3 times. We pop it 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 8 seconds. Okay? And then you plug it. As she's plugging it, you're opening up another, you're closing that valve, opening up another valve. You can leave that valve open if you want. It doesn't matter. No water's coming back in because now it's plugged. But you open up another valve. That's my compressor kicking on. All right? Got a little air leak. It's all good. But on return side, we don't usually do that. We just plug them all as they go. Now, I'm going to show you this real quick. All right? When we start blowing these out, on this pool, there's 3 return lines. There's one there. Oop, hold on. There's one there. I don't know if you can see, but I have a plug right up there, right there on the deck. One there. One there. One there. Huh?
I believe Miss Lisa is on.
Oh. Hi to anybody that's on. What's going to happen is when you start blowing these lines out, the lines are going to blow out at different times. Okay? So let's just say this line starts bubbling first. Let that bubble a couple seconds, 30 seconds to a minute. Plug that one. Then the next one will blow. And it may not be in order. That one over there may blow first. The one furthest away may blow first. Usually the one closest to the system blows first, but it may not always happen. But what you do is you plug them as they start to blow. Now, if two of them blow at the same time, you try to, huh? Oh, if you blow two of them, if two of them blow, let's just say that one and this one here blow at the same time. This one closest to here and this one blow at the same time. You want to cover the one closest to the system first, okay? Because what's going to happen is that line's now clear and it's blowing all the water out to that line. So you always want to try to plug the closest to the skimmer, closest to the system first. Now, getting back to when you blow suction side. So this only has two valves on it. It has one for the skimmer right there. And then right now we're pulling off the main drain. It has one three-way Jandy valve that you can adjust it, okay? What we do is we will close off the main drain line. In this particular pool's case, we'll close off the main drain line, blow the skimmer out first. Tammy pops the skimmer 3 times. Now let me explain what popping means. We do this with every line except the main drain because you can't with the main drain. Now, take the plug, put it down in the hole. It's the back hole in this. You hold it in there and you count to 5 the first time. Let it fly. Shit's going to come out. Water's going to come out. Hold it down a second time, 5 seconds. Let it fly. More water's going to come out. What you're doing is you're building pressure behind the plug so you get all the water out that you possibly can. And then I think the last one she does is an 8-second count. Okay? That forces as much of the water out of that line as possible. Now, once that's all done, I close that line back there and it opens up these. Then these will blow up. These you'll see these bubble up from the bottom. Now is when we put the chemicals in while that's blowing. Now, this is a pool that has a main drain. Not all pools have main drains. Obviously, well, actually we closed one last night. We closed an above ground last night that does have a main drain. Some people put them in, most do not. But there are ingrounds that I have worked on that the main drain either doesn't work or it just doesn't have one. So if you don't have a main drain, you don't have to mix chemicals in. Everything we're using is liquid. It'll mix in anyway. But if you have that, the reason I let the main drains blow for the whole time putting the chemicals in is I want to make sure all the water's out of them. So I let them blow for a minimum of a minute. I usually let the main drains blow for 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes sometimes, depending on what all we're doing. I'll just let it blow because I want to make sure everything's out of it. And then what you do is you close off that valve in the back, and that's what you call air locking the main drain. While it's blowing out, you turn the handle so that the off is facing the main drain line and it airlocks it. Now, that being said, a lot of pool companies will shut their compressor off right there. I don't. When I shut that line off, that main drain line, and I lock it, if it has the lock on the top, I'll lock it. If it doesn't, if I don't shut the compressor off right there. I now take all the plugs individually, and I'll start with the heater if it has a heater. I'll take all the plugs out systematically out of the system while the compressor is running, and I will let the compressor force all the air or all the water out of the system with air. That way, I know that system has zero water in it. That's something that I started doing when I worked at a bigger company, and that company even adopted that process because they liked it. They said that makes a lot of sense. Using the air compressor to blow everything out. All right. Once all that is done, I button everything up back there, turn off any breakers. We always turn off the breaker for the pump, any pumps. If you have multiple pumps on the system, you have to do each pump individually. We do that, not a big deal. Then it's time for the cover. Now, if you have a cover like this one, where it's the safety cover, like I said, either solid or mesh safety cover with the anchors in the deck. What we usually do is we pull the cover over the pool first. Because what will happen is if you pull these anchors up and then you try to pull the cover over it, a lot of times the springs will get stuck on the anchors or you could rip the cover. The cover will get stuck on the anchor as you're going by and it'll rip the cover. I've seen it done. We've never done it, but I've seen it done. So we will pull the cover over the whole pool, lay it nice and neat. and then we'll put these anchors up. We usually do like corners and the middles. So in other words, we'll do like here and here, okay? And then we might do a middle or two, and then we'll do, two corners here, two corners here, two corners there, and a middle there. That way the cover's up. The cover's going to stay up. It's not going to fall in. And then we'll go around and we'll put the rest of these anchors up, and we'll put all the anchors on that way. Okay. Um. So something that I wasn't going to say, but I will. I was only kidding when I said you had to call. But so one of our tricks, and since you have to get into our channel to see it, I'll say it. See these? These are chlorine floaters. These will sit in this pool all winter long, and this is one of the things that help keep the pool looking.
And yes, there's tabs.
And yes, there's 3-inch hockey puck tablets in there. When this pool opens up, this pool will literally look exactly like this right here.
It does every year.
When you pull the cover off this pool, it literally looks exactly like this. It looks literally just like this, except it's got more water in it because over the winter it gets snow or rain or whatever. So, Tammy's right now measuring.
We're at about 12 and a half.
Okay. I think it goes, we usually go right below the returns on this one.
Yeah.
So that's what Tammy was doing. Just show them what you were just doing, hon.
This is roughly about 6 inches.
Roughly, yeah.
So we go from the top. There's 6. Another 6
Yeah.
12. And the water's right here. So roughly about 12 and a half.
Okay. So, a little trick for you. That is roughly 6 inches. It's not exact, but it's a rough 6 inches. Pretty close for most people. So, but anyway, that's kind of what we do. And if they have a cover pump for a solid cover, recommend you put a cover pump. And a cover pump would go. What?
I have something else.
Cover pump. Hold on, babe. Cover pump would go somewhere in the middle of the pool. Here, I'll get back here so you can see this better. Cover pump, you would want to put for a solid cover. You'd want to put a cover pump like in the middle of the cover, wherever the water collects. You put the cover pump there and you plug it in. There's certain cover pumps you can get. Little Giant has a pump that has a float system in it. You plug it in. When it gets the water, it kicks on, pumps the water off, and then shuts off once the water is at the lowest level it needs to go. All right. If you have a mesh cover, now they don't have one here. They have a mesh cover, but they don't have a pump for it. What we usually do is see where the water level is. We will usually put, if they have one, which one we did last night does.
I'm thinking we don't go down much farther because you can see the water line where we normally go.
Whatever. I mean, yeah, that's fine. So you would do a cover pump. This one's a little tough to do, though. You can't really do it on this one because it would have to go down on the second step, and that's way below. So it's not really any point. But it is what it is. But some of them you can put a cover pump on either the first step or the second step, and that'll keep the water at that level all winter. All right. And you just cover the pump with the cover. It stays under there. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, you want to know anything, you need to know anything, or you want to schedule with us, 610-780-3614 or cvpoolpros@gmail.com. And I will tell you, we need your full name. We need your location, city and state. Please, city and state. Trust me. We need a picture of the filter system. We need pictures of the pool, like maybe 2 different angles of the pool and what service or services you need or you are requesting. Okay? Hold on. Tammy wants to say something. Go ahead.
Now, follow me on this.
Are you talking to me or them?
Both.
Oh, God. Here we go.
If you have a shallow end and a deep end, and now this can happen even at the deep end. For the shallow end, let's say we got to go down, okay, let's say 18 inches. You don't want to go down too far on the shallow end because you need at least
Oh,
a foot of water to keep that down.
yes, she's
Now,
right. So your liner doesn't shrink.
However, if you are living in an area that has a high water table,
You got to be careful.
very careful. I would not. The lowest that you can go without being half full or half empty in the low end, I would probably stop there if you have an area where you got a high water table, because
Yeah.
the less water that's in there, the easier,
The more
the easier
pressure,
it's gonna
the pressure
gonna be
underneath
for
the
water.
liner pushes the liner up. She's
And
100%
we
right.
have seen, we have physically seen with our own eyes a customer of ours that
Years
we
ago, we
knew
don't have them anymore.
two of them. One, he called and said, "My liner's floating." We said, "What do you mean?" We got there, took the cover off, and the liner physically was on top of the water.
Yeah, and that was the deep end of his liner too. Yeah, because there was also no main drain to hold it down. But yeah, so yeah, just be careful of your water table. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, contact us. We will help you the best we can.
Probably shut it down after this.
Yeah, I'm going to. All right, so guys, I got to go back to work. I'm going to go shut this down and get to blowing the lines out. I would love to show you how we blow the lines out, but we just can't because I have to be back there with the compressor and she's out here doing the plugging. So unfortunately, we can't. If we had somebody to hold the camera, we could do it. But you kind of get the idea. And if you need any help, let us know. We'll hit you. We'll help you out the best we can. And again, for booking information, just check it out again. Just rewind a little bit and we'll go from there. All right, everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. We are booking up fast. October and November still have spots, but you're looking at mid to late November now, and mid to late October, and now into November. We are booking for closings, and don't forget about our winter services. Our winter blue service will keep your pool looking blue and clear all year long, all winter, and we do repairs over the winter. We have a lot of repairs we're doing. All right, we'll talk to y'all soon. Everybody have a great day. Be safe, and we'll talk to y'all soon. See ya.